Oasis. Okay, this one might be a bit quicker. Oh, it's 5v5. Why does this music play every single time I go into a replay? It's tied to the actual replay. Okay, there we go. What a great game. Yes, it was quite. Alright, so before we get started, I first want to say on Oasis University, I will typically hang out in this room over here. Because you got the mini for extra health. You know, you have a lot of cover from the point. You know, you get cheeky angles from here, and you can just shoot into the point. You become a thorn in their side if you can successfully hold this. Although this is 5v5, so it's a little different. But anyway, let's see how this goes. Nice. Also, one thing to be careful of, in 5v5, it is a lot more dangerous to give Zarya charge than in 6v6. Because in 6v6, Zarya gets charged so easily. But she's way squishier. You know, there's another person on your team to shoot at the Zarya as well. 5v5, giving Zarya charge can definitely fuck your whole team. So just be careful with that. I would when you're shooting here, I would ignore the echo with your nades and try to get the Ana, cause the Ana's gonna back up into those stairs. So shoot into the stairs to try to get the Ana, and then when you get close enough, if you continue moving forward, you can get close enough and throw your concussion mine, cause you already have one, at the echo, and she's low, so you don't have to be too accurate with it. But also, at this point, I would ignore the echo and just shoot at the stairs. Because echo's going to be really hard to hit, and the investment, like you don't get good value just missing an echo. So I would still be shooting at these stairs here. Also, they're running fair echo now. Yeah, that's a bit unfortunate. You can't really do much there because Echo can easily sneak up on you. Happens to me all the time. Like you just don't know Echo is flanking, and then she all of a sudden hits you with 6 fucking jizz bombs and you're dead. The only thing I will say to that is, I guess, just play further back, because that's what I do. That way the Echo has less of a chance on sneaking up on you. So the game just started, so you don't really have enough time to know yet. But shooting at Zarya is tricky in 5v5 because of the reasons I stated a couple minutes ago. But typically, as the game progresses, you can kind of figure out if your team is going to be shooting Zarya a lot or if they're going to be ignoring her. If your team is one of those teams that just shoots the Zarya a lot and she's not able to play aggressive, then right here you can just shoot at the Zarya. Even if she gets charged, it's not really going to matter too much if your team is really good at taking her out. If your team ignores the Zarya, then you can't really just free shoot nades into her. But, you know, it's like it's 17 to 14 on the point. There's not enough time has gone by yet to really figure that out. That's something you'll probably figure out like at the end of this round. Sometimes sooner, depends on how long the round goes, but yeah, I can see you're shooting over Zarya to not give her charge. That right there, good play to try to knock Zarya into you. I think you threw your trap into the wrong spot. So let's go back here. Okay. So this Zarya is playing very aggressive. You have 2 mines. I would immediately start throwing your mines behind her, try to boop her forward into your team. Because as soon as your team recognizes that the Zarya is way further in than she should be, um, they're all gonna focus fire. Hopefully, they would all focus fire on her. Back in that Eichenwald game that we just played, did you notice how I don't think you were here, Shadic, but for other people that were here, I booped their Orisa into the air closer to our team, and then I threw a second mine to boop her even further into our team. And the Orisa didn't fortify because she didn't think she had to, but she got so far into our team that our team was just like, oh hey, free Orisa kill, and the Orisa died before she even hit the ground. You can do something like that here to that Zarya. You just took a little bit too much time not using your mines. You got to capitalize on it. Plus, Zarya has 2 shields. Let's take a look and see. So, oops, the wrong Zarya. Oh, Zarya doesn't have any bubbles right now. Yeah. Tracking bubbles as well in 5v5 is a lot harder because, back when we were forced to play 5v5, uh, it was impossible to know if Zarya had an extra shield. So, if you're able to identify that, fucking capitalize on it. But right here, definitely try. You got both your concussion mines available. Definitely try to boop her into your team. So like you jump down into the stairwell. I would have actually stayed at the mega here. Use this for cover and toss your concussion mines over to try to boop the Zarya in. And then your Zarya can capitalize on that. Oops, didn't mean to change player. Oops, fuck. Man. Okay. So if you're gonna use a concussion mine there to get closer to the Zarya, you need to be throwing your trap. Yeah, you threw another mine. I would have thrown the trap first. Throw the trap so that it lands, like, right here. Because I don't think Zarya is going to exit this way. She's gonna go this way to get behind this. It's a lot. It gives her cover from your Zarya because if she just goes this way, she doesn't have any cover from the Zarya unless she goes in here, and it's gonna take her a while to get there. You did the trap out of pure habit there. Yeah, that's fine. Just you want to, instead of just randomly throwing it out there, you want to be a little strategic with it and throw it into the path that you think they're gonna exit. So yeah, try and get your trap like here because the way you jumped, you could have definitely gotten your trap around this area. Zarya is going to exit behind this. So let's go ahead and zoom. Oh yeah, if Zarya gets thrown too far this way, she's going to exit that way. Let's see where their Zarya's going. Yeah, so she went behind this here. It gives her the most cover. I think you're actually aiming a bit too low on some of these shots, Shadic. Nice. Good job waiting the shield out. Nice. Good plays. Nothing wrong there. Fortunate. I would have gone for the Wu Yang, not the Echo. So Zarya's not in comms there. Yeah. So here's what I do in this scenario. You jump this way. This way to view that doorway to get to the grav. The only, in my opinion, you trusted grav had people in it. Yeah, that I was about to say that. The only way that I jump around the flank and put myself over here is if I know Zarya got a fat grav. Like if we're talking like there's 4 or 5 people in that. Because the problem is if you flank this way and then end up behind them, you're a sitting duck. And that's not worth it unless you get fucking 4 people in that grav. Or if you get like, you know, 3 people and the tank's one of them. So you didn't really have much intel to know where people were. So you don't know that Pharah Echo are over here, Zarya's over here, like, you don't know where their team is. So this grav could have, you know, like 3 people in it. You don't know. So I can understand why you would go this way, but also, if I'm in this specific scenario, I don't think I'm jumping over this regardless. Because the way I see it is, like, you can see the grav effect right here. This is the fastest path. This way has, you know, there's another wall on the other side of this that will block your view to the grav. Grav does not last that long, so I'm jumping this way, even if I know there's 4 people in it. See, because you have to clear this wall here, and you can't see the grav. Your Zarya also, this is 5v5. Your Zarya needs to be sparring with theirs and grab their Zarya. Like, yeah, a lot of 5v5 is the tanks ignoring each other and going for the squishies in the back, but in like, if you've got a Zarya mirror going on, you grab their Zarya and you take her out, like, you win the team fight. So your Zarya should have been grabbing theirs. Should not have ignored. Let's actually take a look at what your Zarya was doing here. Yeah, big misplay from your... Big misplay from Zarya. I don't know why the fuck she let that happen. Like, holy shit, man. Look at this. Okay, any sensible Zarya goes, holy shit, this Zarya fucked up big time. Instantly grabs their Zarya, and your team just fucking plows into her. Like, that's what should have happened. Your Zarya should not have turned and ignored and then grabbed the fucking Wu Yang. You grab Zarya, the fight ends. So, your Zarya definitely messed up there. Do you lose point because of it, though? No, it looks like your team's still winning. How did you guys... I assume you get reverse swept after this round ends? Because it looks like you're going to win this round. Nice. Although, you don't need the melee with Pharah. Keep that in mind. Huge. Nice, yeah. That was pretty good. Although I think you're focusing on Echo a little too much.
I get it. It's not a decision to make lightly.
But you didn't get penalized for it there.
3, 2, 1.
It looks like you're it looks like you're a little panicky on your what you're doing in these plays. It looks like you're very sporadic. I don't know, did you feel overwhelmed in this game?
Sorry.
No? Okay. Not sure why it looks that way. Well, it's probably just because, you know, I'm used to my movement and how I, like, move around and stuff. Aggressive play, okay. So, you guys know me. I'm not gonna do that. But you made it out alive. If you're gonna dive in like that, just be careful. Messed up the combo on Ana entirely. You just weren't close enough. But also, look at what happened. So, this is a bit more nuanced. Okay, let's go into free cam. They hadn't fully engaged yet, so in 5v5 it's tricky. Alright, let's let this play out. Okay, so here you are. You get slept. Honestly, quite the lucky sleep dart from Ana. Okay, now. Imagine you didn't jump in and get slept. So, let's say you're still... Maybe you're still standing here. I would be standing here or in that window. And I would be spamming these archways. Here. But because you went in, and you didn't kill the Ana, you now have to back up through here, so you don't have line of sight to where the enemy team is going to be pushing. So if we look at what happens, let's get more of a bird's eye view here. Zarya, their Zarya, now has the confidence to push forward because you guys are missing half of your DPS, maybe even a majority of it, because you have to exit this way and you're no longer contributing to this. So it is essentially a 4v5. And now look, you got their cast out, Wu Yang comes out. Now imagine you're still over here spamming into these archways. Cass isn't going to want to walk into that. Wu Yang's not going to want to walk into that. Imagine they try to anyway. They get hit by a nade. They have to back up. Then suddenly Zarya's by herself because her team doesn't want to push through because they're going to get hit by your nades. But now Sojourn goes down. And your Zarya fucked up because she didn't know where the wall was. But now Zarya's dead. And now you just return to the fight. Like you shot a grenade like half a second ago. You shouldn't have gone. Well, it's not that you shouldn't have gone. It's that if you're going to go in on the flank play like you did, you need to kill this Ana. Because if their Ana dies, that resets their entire push. Zarya's gonna see, oh shit, our Ana died. Okay, we gotta back out. We gotta back out and wait for her. You went too early then? Well, you just needed to be closer to the Ana. You kind of rushed your combo. She was too far. So you either don't go in and spam the choke point so their team is discouraged from pushing forward, or if you do go in, you have to land it. And when you didn't land it, you had to exit such that you couldn't see where they were pushing from, which meant you couldn't contribute to the fight. So your damage wasn't there, so they weren't discouraged from pushing in.
Is it cool?
Also, as soon as Zarya gets trapped here, spectate the Zarya real quick. Okay, she has one bubble. Here's what you do. Zarya gets trapped. You change your plan. You go, oh shit, Zarya's trapped. I'm gonna like, the fight's already over. You lost your Zarya. You lost your Sojourn. If you didn't expect to kill her. True, but what else are you gonna do? Ana's way back there. You don't have sightlines on anyone else. Zarya gets trapped. You know she can't move. You have two grenades and almost a second concussion mine. I would say lay into Zarya right here. Maybe I would have chosen differently with two grenades, but I would say it would not have hurt to go for killing the Zarya there, even if she had shield, because you also have another trap online. So you could have shot at the Zarya, thrown another trap down in hopes that she gets trapped again, and then maybe your death bombs could kill her. But that's not really, because like if you do happen to kill the Zarya there, then your team can go push the point before you're even back. Like you're still respawning. Your team can push because their Zarya's dead. Okay, so little slight issue here. You took frag cannon, but let's look at where your nades are going. Why are your grenade sounds in my ear? You're not hitting anything. And you're actually not hitting anything because you took frag cannon. If you're gonna take frag cannon, jump up on this here and shoot here, shoot down into there. Move over to the right some. You know, shoot there. Where you're shooting, you're not gonna hit anything with frag cannon. Because you can see from the X-ray, like, you don't need X-ray here to see that your nades are not gonna hit because you're aiming too high with frag cannon. They're gonna be bouncing back too far. Yeah, if you didn't take frag cannon there, you would have gotten some hits. Yeah, you're just aiming way too high. That is a very risky play. I think that was the wrong play to make. Thought they would have someone push forward. They were not at all. Should have just gone left. Well, actually, what you should have done, again, come up here, spam your nades with frag cannon, get some hits in. Because by the time you're jumping over this, you have your Riptire. So if you farmed your Riptire from here, you could then drop down behind this wall, use your Riptire, and then go kill the Honor or something. Let's take a look at this from back here. Also, in higher ranks, you would have died. Like, you would not have been able to make it back around this corner. If you tried that in GM and you missed, dead before you hit the ground. But if you play back, you know, here, farm your Riptire, deploy it here or here. You can even drive it up and over this building. So like, I'm sure you know this middle section here. You can drive your tire up this wall, and then you can actually go over these bushes. Yeah. So you can use that to get a good bird's eye view of who's where and who you want to kill. But yeah, so imagine you got your Riptire and then you used it to go kill Ana. Suddenly they're down most of their heals, and then your Zarya has the pushing power to collapse into their Zarya. They do have grab though, so they probably would have stopped you guys anyway. Yeah, they had grab and Wu Yang ult. So if Even if you kill Ana with your tire there, they likely would have still, like, the same thing would have happened.
We've come back from worse.
Oh, hey, look what we were just talking about. Nice, perfect, excellent. Leave the Echo alone, get the point. Also, why are you not shooting? You have frag cannon. You just kind of let her drop. You, like, you may not think that you'll hit her, but you have frag cannon there, at least try.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Fire Juno.
Why, your Zarya just used grab, why are you ignoring it? Remember on the first round when I said I think you focus a little too much on Echo? Yeah, you did the same here. So this is not a fight that you want to aggress. Every time I go against an Echo, I'm like, okay, I'm just not gonna contest it unless I have to. Right here, you are actively seeking this Echo out. Don't do that. Echo has the tools to just completely destroy Junkrat. She has the advantage. Didn't realize we grabbed. You were concerned when you heard Juno. Didn't want your Juno to die, but well, see, here's the thing. Like, let's. Awesome. Now go to point. You go to point. Nope. Wrong way. Like this is where you go to point. Ignore the Echo, go to point, take it. Take this high ground. Get ready for the next fight. Leave the flyer alone? Yeah. You don't need to take that battle. Also, okay, I was gonna say your Zarya is waiting way too long to grab, but okay. So now imagine you came to point, right? And you're sitting here, you're sitting on top here with frag cannon. Like, your grenades are gonna land in that grab so quickly. You're gonna kill the cast. You're gonna do enough damage to Zarya so that your Zarya kills her. If you don't just outright kill the Zarya yourself, right? They die because you're helping your Zarya. Echo might be in your backline. Maybe she kills your Juno, but that doesn't matter because you kill their Zarya, you kill their Cass. Now, both of these supports, what are they going to do? They're going to retreat back to their spawn because they just lost half their team. Echo's nowhere to be fucking found. But your Zarya now dies because she doesn't have any help with the Grav. Where even is your Sojourn?
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Sojourn's playing in a bad spot here because your Zarya is not taking any position. Like, let's free cam this again. So your Zarya is playing way back here. Their team now owns all of this. Right from these stairs, complete straight line, they own all of that, and your Sojourn is right on the fucking edge. Your Zarya is not getting any position for your team. Sojourn needed to move back. Here's a little domino effect for you as well.
Don't tell anyone.
Never mind. What I thought happened didn't happen.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
But anyway, your Sojourn plays aggressively. You should have gone to point and been up top to back up the Grav. That was a nice hit though. You literally didn't shoot out of concern of not hitting, which is a waste. Well, that Echo was like, she wasn't doing any fancy movement. She was just kind of descending slowly in a straight line. You probably could have hit that. Like, don't look right at the Echo and not shoot. Especially when you're using frag cannon. You probably could have hit her once. These nades just aren't, they're not going to hit anything. You need to go up here. There's no risk for you up here. They're not running a Widow, they're not running a Sojourn or an Ashe. Go up here where your Juno is. You get a way better viewing angle, and you can more reliably hit things from there. Alright, here we go again. Nice. See, so these kinds of plays are really risky because a lot of times they're a trade play. Like a small percentage of time you actually get more than one kill, or you get one kill and you get out alive. A lot of these plays end up in you get one kill, you die. That's not worth it. Not to me. So now Ana does have nano. So in this scenario, it might have been a worthwhile play. But if you're gonna do these, you need to be tracking ultimates. Like, okay, is my life worth it here if I kill Ana because she has nano? But again, I don't really see these trade plays worth it because now it's just a 4v4. Their Zarya has Grav. I don't know. Whenever I play Junkrat, I prioritize living unless my death is going to involve me jumping into like a 3-man Grav, 4-man Grav. Something on that level. As the late great Harblue would say, value your life a bit more. Exactly. Play your life more. You're doing these flanks, which they're not bad, but they don't. I don't think they give the value to your team that you're hoping it gives. I think you're overvaluing these flank plays.
I still think we can win. This'll tickle it.
Because imagine this, right? Your team's also like your Sojourn and your tank are also kind of bad, let's be honest. But imagine you go main with your team. Roadhog hooks in the Zarya. Well, you're in the air in their backline killing their Ana, so Zarya's gonna live. She has 2 shields. Your team's missing half your DPS. Zarya's gonna live. But now imagine you don't jump in. You're behind your Roadhog. You have both your concussion mines. You have 5 grenades. Roadhog hooks Zarya in. You instantly blast. Like Zarya's already gonna be missing like 300 health because of the initial hook. She puts up her shield. You blast through it with a nade mine. Sojourn's shooting it as well. Now she's forced to use her second shield. If it's not on cooldown, I don't know if you can instantly activate the second one. But that gets blasted through too because she's still in your face. She can't exit quick enough. Ana might be able to nano it, but she's kind of hiding around the corner. But anyway, Zarya gets hit with like 1,000 damage within a second. Zarya goes down unless she gets nanoed. You don't have Ana on your team. So it looks like this whole round, like if you don't jump over top, this whole round will hinge on whether or not Ana can get that nano to Zarya. Because if their Ana nanos Zarya and throws a nade, Zarya lives. And their Zarya almost has grab. Again, somehow. So she grabs you in place. This is likely, even if you don't jump over and try to help Roadhog, it's likely they win this round anyway because of the nano. But they have to hit that nano, or you guys win the round. Because if this Zarya goes down, that's another thing as well. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself. If you get a trap behind this Zarya and you manage to trap her while she's nanoed, she's even if she gets nanoed, she's fucking dead in that trap. 100%.
I still think we can win.
Ready for battle.
Alright, this round's gonna be a little tricky.
Chicken fried this rice.
Final round.
You mean it's chicken fried this? You mean it's chicken fried this rice? Rice?
Final round.
You mean it's chicken fried this? You mean it's chicken fried this rice?
I don't think shooting those 2 grenades here is really gonna do much. They like the round hasn't been that long. They would not have been here unless it's like a ball, maybe Tracer. Not too big of a deal, just a little nitpick. But this move right here, you know, you're doing that flank thing again. It looks like you don't quite know where the Echo is. Like you jumped up without knowing where she was, and you expected to see her before you got to the apex of your jump, but you didn't. And so you got a little lost. And you died because of it. If you're gonna be going for the Echo, you know, you're paying too much attention to the Echo to begin with. But if you're gonna go for the Echo, you need to locate her first. aiming too high here. Oh, I misread Cass's position. Whoops. I thought Cass was here. Um,
Going up.
I would be aiming more right here because you're using frag cannon and you're coming back. Your team's like just here. You know they're going to be guarding these stairs here where the Zarya is. So I would be aiming lower down to try to get the Zarya. So Roadhog into Zarya is just going to be an ult farm for the Zarya. Roadhog is going to be like look at their team comp. Who is Roadhog going to be hooking? Literally just Zarya. Everyone else is going to be out of range, especially on this point. They're going to not only are they going to be out of range, they're going to be around the corner. Roadhog is only going to be able to lol. Roadhog is only going to be able to hook Zarya. You were concerned about charging her? Yeah. It is dependent on the map, but here in this scenario, you need to be laying into this Zarya because their Zarya is going to have the confidence to be like, I'm not taking much damage. I'm just going to farm charge off of this Roadhog and then beam into him to charge my ultimate. But if you're pounding into her shield, that gives Roadhog a free hook because Zarya's like, it doesn't matter how much charge Zarya gets if you can kill her quickly. And so if Zarya uses her shields on charging herself from your grenades, she's not going to be able to stand in front of Roadhog's face. Because Hog's just going to hook her, do 300 damage, and then your nades are going to finish her off. She's not going to be able to stand where she is. It's 5v5, 2 shields though. Well, so Zarya does have way more survivability with those 2 shields, but if let's go find where everyone else is standing. It also does not help that your Roadhog is missing his hooks. Like, if your Roadhog hooks Zarya successfully here, pulls him towards her, she takes, 300 damage instantly, maybe a nade hits her, and then Bastion sees that Zarya is then out of position. He instantly goes into Sentry, starts laying into her. Even if she uses 2 fucking shields, she's dead. This Zarya will likely use 1 bubble when contesting the Roadhog to try and block a hook or to gain some charge. She will more than likely save her 2nd bubble for leaving. So what you do is you shoot Zarya to bait her into using her 1st bubble. Once she does that, Roadhog then throws out his hook, hooks her in. She's obviously going to instantly shield again, but that doesn't matter because your team now has your grenades going into her, Bastion over here in Sentry form laying into her, and then she's just dead within half a second. You decided to avoid stuff due to lack on intel in a situation like this, but then you didn't make sure you had intel for any of your flanks. Yeah, because you didn't know where that echo was. But in this scenario, you definitely when it's solo tank, you need to bait Zarya to use her shields. So, fire a nade at her, especially if you're running Roadhog. A smart Roadhog will see that Zarya has used a shield and will just fucking throw his hook and get her. It doesn't matter how much charge Zarya gets if you can kill her within a second afterwards. And you can because you're running Bastion, Junkrat, Roadhog. All Roadhog needs to do is land his hook. Now, he's not doing that, which doesn't help your case, but um, that is the process that you want to follow, because that is how you beat it in this scenario. You need your Roadhog to be a bit more competent, because these games, they're not all on you. Your tank has messed up a lot in this game. That was good. One thing I noticed though is that you're not shooting as much as you should. There's a lot of downtime on your mouse 1. I think you should be shooting more.
This'll tickle their feet.
This is what I don't like to do, especially because I don't see how this kind of playstyle fits Junkrat. It works. A lot of Junkrats do this. It works for them. They make it work. But in terms of looking at how Junkrat's kit is built, this doesn't feel right for me, because you're hiding here. You know, you're going off sound and kill feed. You're waiting for something to happen so you can jump in the back. But see, here's the problem. If you're not in the front shooting this Zarya, your team is missing half of its DPS. And so now their team is going to their team's going to have more confidence to walk through and kill your team. Like, if Hog misses his hook, or if Bastion comes out too far, if one of them dies, they're all going to be flooding through this. And heck, they still might flood through it because they're not receiving the damage that they would be if you were back here as well, firing into this hallway. But instead, you're waiting for something to happen, I don't know what, to jump into the back line and hopefully kill someone. But if you're sitting here waiting and they decide to, you know, roll through here and kill your team, you're going to see that you've lost, you know, 1 or 2 teammates in the kill feed. What are you going to do? Are you going to jump in the back line and try to kill a support? Is that going to be enough? Are you going to kill more than one person? Or are you going to die before you hit the ground? Was waiting for them to be up the stairs, or seems like they are engaged. So this right here is likely just going to be a trade play. You're going to go in, you're going to kill maybe the Ana. Wu Yang's already dead. I don't think you'd kill Cass. You might kill the Echo. But you're just going to get 1 kill and you're going to die. That's not worth it if their team has already pushed through your team's front line and killed your Roadhog and your Bastion. They're still going to cap and take the point. You should be back here firing into them to prevent them, to discourage them from pushing this choke point.
Waiting.
Okay. Nice, worked out. These are the like, you know, Vulture and a lot of other Junkrats do this. It's a high risk, I would say, honestly, I would say medium reward play. There's nothing wrong with doing it if you can make it work. It's just you risk a lot. And me personally, my playstyle, I don't like that much risk, so I don't do it. But it worked out. I will say though, in a higher rank, as soon as you drop down, the moment you kill someone, you're dead. Like, that's it. everyone else will know where you're at that point. It's very unlikely you get 2 with that unless you come down and they're grouped so close together. Missing that echo is also very dangerous because if you hit an echo with a nade or a mine and you don't hit the follow-up, echo is going to immediately know where you are and just kill you. Like she's going to have 6 jizz bombs at the ready, then beam you down, or Cass is going to flash you. Ana might even see you on your way down and she'll shoot you before you're even like if she sees you, she's going to hit you with one shot and probably sleep you before you even hit the ground. So it's very risky. You really gotta be precise with the jump over landing tactic. Now there is something you can do as well. You can jump super behind them. And if you have Riptire, you can jump super behind them and deploy Riptire and then just use that like half a second to 1 second of oh shit, I thought I heard a Junkrat deploy his tire behind us to get a kill. But that's also a risky play. It really depends on what is going on because you need, if you're going to land behind them, you need some sort of chaos happening in the front line to distract them from you landing in the back. The way you even call her stickies, that just tells me the hatred for flyers. Yeah. I fucking hate Echo. Dealing with Echo as Junkrat is just such a fucking pain.
The pleasure is mine.
Alright, same play. Let's see what happens.
Why have I got this fire again?
Okay. I don't know if you meant to do that. Nice. So, I think here's a perfect example of what I was talking about earlier. So let's see what happens here. That's what I need to do more? No, it's not what I need to do, and I'll show you why. Did your Bastion... Oh, Bastion. Jesus. Okay, your team made a lot of mistakes. Okay. So, here's the thing. What's the mistake he made? Well, you also made a mistake as well. And the mistake is playing up here for flank play. Because remember how I said, even if you jump into the back and you kill someone, their team still pushes through and they kill your team and take the point? Look at, that's literally exactly what happened. Your Roadhog finally lands a hook on this Zarya. If you were here firing into this choke point, not only would you have hit Zarya maybe 1 or 2 times as she was getting pulled in by your Roadhog's hook, but Roadhog also body blocked the Zarya so she couldn't run back around the corner. Now imagine you're here, Zarya's half health, you're shooting the remainder of your grenades into the Zarya, hitting her with your concussion mine. Yeah, your team gets grabbed, but suddenly Zarya's fucking dead because your damage is here, helping kill the Zarya. Cass comes around here with Deadeye. I don't know what happens after that. We'll see in a second. But Zarya is now dead. Right? Because you're here. So, what's going to happen now that Zarya is dead? Well, the supports in the back and the Echo are going to go, oh shit, fuck, our Zarya died, pushes over, let's fall back. Cass is on the right side using Deadeye. Imagine Zarya's dead, your team's still grabbed, but now Cass is deadeyeing for the back. So, Also, you're probably in this graph too if you were back here. Zarya's dead, so Echo doesn't push up. Well, actually, maybe Echo does push up because she grabbed. But your team turns around, kills the cast using Deadeye so you don't die to it, and then Echo dies because she can't do anything else to the graph. Like, you've got Juno alt in here. Roadhog might be purple, but if Zarya's dead, these supports do not push up, and the Echo maybe doesn't push up either. But there's a 50-50 chance that Echo does because of the graph. So anyway, Zarya dies, Cass dies, Echo maybe pushes, maybe she doesn't, but she doesn't kill anyone. If she pushes up, she dies because there's 4 people in a grav. She doesn't have the damage to, she doesn't have the damage or the damage backup to kill anyone in this grav, especially with the Juno ult happening. So all 4 of you live. Actually, maybe Roadhog dies, but most of you live. The supports back out. You guys hold the point, and you keep gaining percentage. And all because you stood here and fired into the choke point. Zarya would have never been hooked if he was spamming mid. The scenario would not have happened. Potentially, yes. But my counterpoint to that, Scenic, is that Zarya is here. She sees Junkrat firing grenades into the choke point. She's going to use her bubble to get charge. Then what happens? Bubble breaks, Roadhog hooks Zarya in, same thing. Ana would not have had Nano in time, because even right now, she's at 89. But now, in this current play we've got, you did jump backwards, you killed both supports, but your entire team's dead. It's a tough one. My opinion would be that his team should not hold choke. Yeah, you can't really predict how these things would have gone. You can only imagine what you've experienced before. But anyway. I don't see any value in you hanging back here. After killing both of those supports, you should have just jumped off the map, respawned with your team. Good up, Wang. Dig the dive though. I mean, it was good. You got both their supports, but I think you need to work on, like, you need to weigh more on whether or not you should jump into the backline on a certain fight. Because if you're keeping track of Zarya's ult, then you can say, okay, they're gonna have grav, like, I need to try to mess up this Zarya's grab as much as possible, which means discouraging Zarya from getting into a good position to get a good grab. So maybe on a fight where they don't have grab, you can evaluate whether or not you want to jump into the back line. But then when they do have grab, you're like, okay, I need to stay in the front line with my team this time, so I can try to mess up that Zarya's grab or discourage her from grabbing. Nice. If you're going to go for flanks, you need to minimize the time between going in and make sure that you're still applying pressure to the front line. Yes, exactly. It's not a good thing to have too much nothing happening. Because So many things could happen if you were contributing damage to the fight.
Adaptive circuits engaged.
Did you even shoot a nade there?
Adaptive circuits
did.
engaged. Bastion.
So you just messed up the combo there again.
Widdick. Team kill.
Alright, let's see. Let's go from here. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention how your Bastion messed up. Your Bastion messed up by taking the perk that turns his Sentry Fire into what his old alt was. Let's take a look. Let's take a look from his perspective.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Bastion.
The problem with this perk on Bastion is that it has the ability to substantially decrease your FPS. Basically, get rid of it. Because if you're against a Zarya or an Orisa or like a Hazard or a Winston, even Diva, I would not take this perk because if you miss a shot, that can literally be the difference between winning the fight and losing the fight. Where if you have Bastion's original Sentry Gun, if you miss, you know, for one or two fucking, like, if you miss for 0.2 seconds, you know, you're not losing that much DPS. It's the same argument about Mei's left versus right click. Sure, right click does more damage, but miss one shot and you're already down 60% DPS. Exactly. Yeah. That's a perfect example. And that's what I've always tried to explain with this perk for Bastion. If you are going against, you know, tanks that require constant that require to, if they essentially require to, I can't fucking word this, man. If they need to be taking damage constantly to be overpowered, then taking a perk like Bastion's major perk is going to throw it off because you're just, if you miss a shot, you're done. Now imagine Bastion still had his original Sentry Gun here. He breaks Zarya's bubble in less than half a second, where Zarya's bubble can withstand an entire shot from this Bastion perk, and then some. Your Bastion made the absolute wrong choice in taking this perk. But anyway, as for what you could have done here, I think you should have fought main. I think you're a little too focused on flanking. Imagine if you went here, down this lane, because their Ana was on these stairs. So imagine if you were on this lane and you were firing into that stairway here and on the back wall to try to kill the Ana. Many times I have been in this exact position, not necessarily on this map, but where their Ana will be on a flank, or they're like Baptiste or something, Juno, whatever. They'll be off on the flank thinking they're safe, and I'm way in the back with frag cannon, nailing into a wall behind them, and I get them. I've not risked anything, and I kill the healer. So, and by the way, so you take frag cannon, which means You know, you're not forbidden from going close quarters, but if you take frag cannon, typically that means you are going to be sitting further away, um, or at least at the same distance, but you're getting up close and personal, which also tells me you probably don't need frag cannon. But yeah, I would have fought over here in the middle because you can contribute to shooting into Zarya. It gives Roadhog more confidence to see Zarya taking more damage, and Zarya will use her shields on your grenades. Plus, if Bastion didn't choose the wrong fucking perk, Zarya wouldn't even have any shields. You made some mistakes in this match for sure, but your Bastion and your Roadhog fucking sealed the deal. Like imagine you played the exact same way, but Bastion had his original sentry and Roadhog landed more hooks. You guys would have won this game. Considering the rank that's expected of his team, I mean, yeah, this is. Would you say this was Masters 5? Um, yeah, Masters 5. Yeah. I mean, it is like, yeah, it is what you get at this rank. Roadhog's not going to be hitting every hook like that. Bastion probably doesn't know that the perk he took is actually dog shit in this scenario. But yeah, if you were down main here shooting into Zarya, Bastion had even without Bastion's proper perk, if he's shooting into Zarya, like Zarya's using her shields more because you're putting more pressure. Ana also would not have LOS if she's standing here to Zarya, so Zarya's missing heals already. Um, but yeah, imagine you came in from back here, killed the Ana, they're down a healer. Like overall, you didn't you didn't do too bad, but you take Frag Cannon because Bon Voyage is garbage. Oh yeah, it's definitely garbage. Um, but remember, there are many games where I don't even take Frag Cannon. You don't always need it. The only reason why I don't take it is because the arc changes and I'm -1 nade. I only take it if I really need it. So don't feel like you have to take Frag Cannon because you're not going to take Bon Voyage. You can just not take the second perk. But anyway, to wrap this up, you didn't do too bad. You just you focused too much on Echo. Ignore the Echo. Do not take that fight unless you have to. Keep your distance. Um, play your life more. Play your life more. Play with your team more, especially if your team is going to be running Zarya. Zarya, like, if your team's running Winston, you don't necessarily need to be too concerned about following up with Winston. But if your team's running Zarya, Roadhog, Reinhardt for Earthshatter, you need to be aware of where your tank is and ready to follow up on what they do. Because your tank played Zarya for the first 2 rounds, I think. They were definitely Zarya the second round. But if you played with your Zarya more in the second round, you could have backed up those grabs. So be prepared to do that more. So ignore Echo, play your life more, back up your tanks. It's more important to back up certain tanks over others. Also, if you're gonna do these flank plays, make sure you're not missing from the fight too much, because not only will your damage not be there to help discourage the enemy team from pushing through, someone on the other team, especially in a higher rank, might notice that. And they're going, shit, Junk's getting ready to fucking flank us. So they're going to be looking up, they're going to be looking right, left, wherever. And they're going to get a shot onto you before you even, like, as soon as you appear, they're gonna be shooting you because they're already gonna be looking for it. It's like whenever you're going against a Reinhardt, you've been playing against a Reinhardt for several minutes on a match, and then suddenly Reinhardt's nowhere to be found. It's like, okay, obviously Reinhardt is in some flank position to try and shatter the whole team. So find him. Same thing goes for Junkrat. If the Junkrat grenades suddenly disappear and stop shooting into the team, they know you're not there. They know you're flanking. You could have shot from high ground for most of the time before you even go for the flank, and then you could have just dropped on top right as they walked in LOS of your team instead of all the way. That's another thing too as well. If you're gonna drop in behind them, make sure you have LOS to your healers. Because if you're around a corner, the chance of you getting out, done. Um, but that was all the big stuff. Not bad. Just you prioritize a few of the wrong things a bit too much. So bring it back a bit. Work on those things. You should see your rank improve. Because while your Roadhog didn't land many hooks, and your Bastion chose the wrong perk, if you made those changes that we've been talking about this whole game, you would have won the game on round 2. You wouldn't. This third map wouldn't have even existed. If you were there to back up your Zarya's Grav, you guys would have won. If you farmed for your Riptire and then took it around town and Nitro boosted into the Ana, you guys would have won. That doesn't mean you lost, like, that doesn't mean you lost your team the game, but you definitely could have won your team the game. Typically just focus on what you did. No point worrying about other people and what they could do better. You just avoid and move on if it's that bad. Oh, for sure. Yeah. But I'm just letting you know that your two guys here fucked up for sure. That's good advice. Learning to farm your tire fast can change the entire course of a game. Exactly. Yeah. Like this game it very much has a butterfly effect. Dominoes. Anyway, hope that helps. Let me know how it goes.